Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of REM Community Connections with Mary. I'm Mary, your host, and thank you so much for joining us. Today's conversation is about hospice care, compassion, and the support available to individuals and families during some life's most important moments. We're honored to have Kristine from Solano Care Hospice with us to share her knowledge, explain what hospice care really is, and help us better understand how it supports both patients and their loved ones. Before we get started, I would love to introduce my co-host, Yadi.
Hi, everyone. Yes, my name is Yadi Rodriguez. I am a board member for REM Legacy Foundation, and I'm also the Director of Business Development at Vacaville Ranch Post-Acute. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our special guest. Kristine is the owner of Solano Care Hospice and Palliative Care. She has dedicated her work to helping patients and families navigate one of life's most meaningful journeys with compassion, dignity, and support. Today, she'll help us better understand what hospice and palliative care are, when each is appropriate, and how these services can make a meaningful difference for both patients and the people who love them. Kristine, thank you so much for being here. To get us started, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you for having me, by the way. Well, I'm Kristine. I'm the administrator for Solano Care Hospice. I did not sort of, but I founded the agency with my husband way back in 2018. And it was a very long journey to where we are today. And I'm so glad to be here to share our story.
We're happy you're here.
Yeah. So looking back, what was your first vision when you first opened, and how was that vision changed over the years?
Well, to be honest with you, our vision when we started was just really because I've always been a hospice nurse. That was always my second job, and it felt like I can do this on my own. And if I could think back to where I was 2018, I felt like I could do this, 20 patients, myself as LVN, another friend who's an RN. But then, life will just take you to where you need to be. And so where we are here today where we are. And the same goals, it's the same drive. The only change is that how we approach things and how we provide the care to our patients. And so hence, since 2018 to now, we've developed programs such as our No One Dies Alone program, our Memory Bear program. So it's what we do that I guess sets it apart. And if you say like if there's a change, that has changed. It's not just a typical hospice agency where we do provide the care. It's the same excellent care, but on top of that, we have end-of-life doulas that I feel like enrich our patients' lives towards the end of life. So I think that is, and that we will continue to sort of come up with programs that we feel that will enrich them. And I always say, like, if there is beauty in living and in being born, there is beauty in death. Not everybody will understand that, but I believe in that profoundly. And if we can be a part of that journey, I always feel like we've done our part.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I actually wanted to touch on the No One Dies Alone, because I've actually that was like my first time I've been able to experience with some of your staff at Vacaville Ranch when we had patients on your service. When they were passing, I had heard from the staff that your staff were there right away at bedside, and I thought that was really special. So could you tell everyone a little bit more about that?
Thank you for saying that it's special. Yeah, actually that program, the goal for that program is to make sure that nobody passes alone, as the line suggests. When I was a hospice nurse, I was an on-call nurse for another agency and I remember I went to a patient's home in Stockton. I live in Antioch at that time, so it took me an hour in the morning, and then when I got there, it appeared that he has been gone for maybe 8 hours. So I could not get the image out of my head. To this day, that's a very vivid memory that he passed. Yes, he lived in a Motel 8. He was a veteran, and he was found by his IHHS worker. So it's very hard for me to fathom that he passed by himself. And so when we were given this opportunity, we talked about it, and then we said, like, maybe we can do that. Maybe we can. It doesn't have to be nurses. It can be volunteers or caregivers, because we know that they're passing, but I'm pretty sure there's a certain comfort that they feel that there's some knowing that somebody is there. So that's pretty much what it is. A lot of it is caregivers that hospice pays for, and it's not really, it's not continuous care, so we don't get billed for that. It's I always say it's an additional service that we offer our patients. Not everybody gets it, of course, but those that we have a certain that are live alone or have families that cannot be by themselves,
live far away.
Yes, or even like we had one. I think we had one somewhere in Sacramento where he also had an ailing wife. So I think our nurse did spend our on-call nurse did spend the night there.
That's nice.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So was there ever a moment when you questioned whether you could keep going? What helped you push through?
All the time. No, but I think it's the family that we've built. It's every day. I don't question, but it's like, can I still do this? It's not the why. It's the can I still do this? Can we still do this? But then, the family that we've built since 2018, and I really feel like we have a family. If you've been to our office, it's so much fun. You walk in and it's a different feeling. It's coming home. It always feels like I get very emotional talking about that. Because I feel like since I started, the people that have come to join us, I've never had to source them. I have never had to put a LinkedIn or an Indeed web ad. They were referrals from a friend, from a coworker, and that's just how we grew. We are probably like 100 now.
Wow,
People.
that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's how many staff you have?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
I would say
good.
20 RNs, 30 AG. I don't know. I've lost track, but
Yeah.
it's that. It's the family, because we feel like we're a family. Like yesterday, I was at IDG, and after the IDG, the staff were having what were they doing? They were having a push-up competition.
Oh yeah.
So they were egging each other on. So it's my greatest, I think, my greatest achievement would be that, like the family that we have built in this company.
Oh, that's amazing.
That is
Yeah.
amazing.
So what has been one of your proudest accomplishments as a business owner?
Because I wouldn't think myself as a business owner. I have never thought, because I don't see this as a business. To me, it is really more, it's a vocation for me. It's what we do. So I would, because it's never about the money. I mean, you can ask everybody that work for me. The money will come when you do the right thing. So it's never about, we need to make more because we need to do this. Never that. So but to answer your question, I think again, it's the lives we've touched, the jobs that we've created, and I think, because I love to see people shine. So when I know that I have groomed our director of nursing from when she joined us, she was an RN, and then we groomed her into where she is right now, and where we groomed our director of operations when she joined us. She was she was a marketer, and then now she's director of operations. She's heading the operations department. She's tougher than I am. So I guess that would be it. Like, how I've built, people to be where they are.
Yeah. So Solano Care Hospice is veteran owned. What does that mean to you personally?
Well, my husband is a veteran, and he is the one that put this dream in me. I never thought, like I said, in my head, I would always have been I would have been a single mom with 2 jobs all the time. And he was the one that said, you can do this. Like, why don't you just start, because you can do this. And like I said, the patient that I pronounced was a veteran. So to me, I guess we're rooted, our family is always rooted in service because of the fact that he is a veteran. He's a 24-year-old Air Force veteran. So we are rooted in service, and so that's why we always say we are veteran owned, and that the service heart is there. And I think that mirrors in everyone in the company too. They just want to take care of people.
Yeah, I've met a lot of your staff. They're amazing. Even the nurses when they come into Solano Lifehouse, always smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's
very
amazing.
involved with helping the facilities.
Mm-hmm.
As well,
And they
so.
always come and they're like, "Hey, how are you?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They get their smiley star tomorrow.
So what qualities do you look for when hiring your hospice staff?
I always say we can teach skills, but we could never teach compassion. So we look for heart all the time. We look for heart, and we make sure that they do have the heart that is for hospice, because hospice isn't for everyone. But like I said, we were really blessed. I don't have to look. Everybody that joined us, maybe it's either they have it in them or they found it while working here. Like, this is what it is to be a hospice nurse or to be a hospice clinician. It comes very easy. It's very easy for them to do what we do, which is, I believe, one of the hardest things to do.
Yeah. So how do you create a culture where employees genuinely care about the patients they serve?
Well, I always feel like culture starts with leadership. And as a leader, I think that if I could call it a style, my style has always been servanthood. So I've always felt like I'm a servant leader. I would always be the one in front leading you on. I would be the first one. If something needs to be cleaned, I would be the first one to grab the broom or grab the vacuum cleaner. Mm-hmm. And I was raised by my parents. My mom, I'm an immigrant. My mom, growing up, she was always very generous. So I think growing up, I saw that in her. And in turn, I took that value. If you know me, I'm very giving. I'm like, let me do this for you, or let me get this for you, or what do you want to eat? It's always like that. Like, let's get lunch. And I'm like that towards my staff. And I think they see that. They see that I genuinely love them, all of them. So if there's something that I can do to uplift their lives, I would do that in a heartbeat.
So I just want to say, because I met a lot of your staff, they have never said anything bad. It's like, oh my God, we love working there, so you're doing something good, girl.
Thank you. No,
yeah, absolutely.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, love always begets love. I believe in that too. So if you put love, you'll always get love back. Mm-hmm. And I've always lived in that motto. So it's always, like I said, I'm just kindness. If you show out kindness to the world, the world will give you back kindness.
Yeah, I love that mindset. Yeah,
absolutely.
Can you share a story about a patient or family who has stayed with you throughout your career?
That patient that sort of inspired us to do the No One Dies Alone program.
That sounds really amazing. Mm-hmm. So you've had it in your building?
We've had patients on Solano Care Hospice, mm-hmm. Where they were actively passing and they were there. It didn't matter what time it was. It was on the weekend, and I came back to the building and they were like, "Oh yeah, this patient passed away." And
that's amazing.
Carrie was at bedside with them through the whole.
Awesome. She's our she's our doula for the last hour. We call her that. Like she'll go. If it's 2:00 in the morning, I'll just get a Tiger text that I'm on my way. I'm like, okay, she's not sleeping. Yeah, she's awesome.
She does the fingerprint art for the family.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Which I think is that's really awesome.
Yeah, and I think she says that because she creates that so that the family that is left behind has something to live by.
Maybe you could share a little bit about that.
I think that she told me once, I think there was this, we had a patient in one of the assisted livings, and then before he passed, I would say a week before he passed, they did a fingerprint thing, and I think it might have been during, I forgot what, but it was one of those holidays. And I believe Carrie shared that the daughter called one day because Carrie puts it in a frame and hands it to the family, and the daughter called her and she said it was a very crooked fingerprint, or it was very crooked artwork, but she said thank you because it reminded me of my dad. So it's a very beautiful memory.
Yeah, it is.
That's amazing.
I mean, it's a thumbprint.
Means a lot.
It means a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question that everybody wants to know. Have you ever experienced rumors or misunderstanding about Solano Care?
Yeah.
How did you respond to the situations?
What I always tell everybody is we can't change our others' opinions on us, but our reputation is built on consistency. So we do what we do every day without fail, and eventually, it shows. It shows, and I always say we do everything with integrity, and when no one's looking, especially when no one is looking. And I always say that when you do the right thing from the get-go, you don't have anything to worry about. You don't need to check behind your back, like, was somebody looking? Because you did the right thing. We make mistakes, yes, because nobody's perfect. But if you made mistakes doing the right thing, that's okay, because we can fix that. We can fix that. We can say sorry. But if you did the wrong thing and made mistakes, then that's a different story.
Yeah. So I always tell my staff, I can't work with the lie. So just tell me what happened so we can figure it out.
Yes. I used to have my first boss here in the United States when I was a brand new nurse, and he always said, when you come into my office and you say I'm sorry, what else am I gonna do? Other than, okay, do we fix it? But when you come in and I can tell when you're lying, he said that's not gonna make me happy. So I always say I can't lie. I'm a very bad liar. You know what I'm like, because I can't look at you in the eye. I'm like, I can't look at you in the eye.
Girl, I start sweating. I'm like, okay.
So yeah,
that's good. What have those experiences taught you about leadership and integrity?
Leadership is really, for me, it's servanthood. It's not about giving out orders. It's not about telling everybody what to do. It's grooming people and letting them
trusting them.
Yes, yes. And I think that's the culture that I wanted, that I've been trying, and we've been successful at Solano Care. As long as the job gets done, I don't care how you do it. Don't tell me how you want to do it. Just get it done the right way. And in integrity, do the right thing. I always said that, do the right thing, do what's best for the patient. And we always say that first. Is it good for the patient? If it's good for the patient, then we do it. If it's okay with the staff, and the staff is safe, then we won't do it. The last concern should be, is it going to be cost effective for the company? That's always the last thing, because I always say, if you do the right thing, the money comes in. That's just, for me, the rules of economics right there.
Why do you think Solano Care Hospice is so successful?
Ari, I'm glad that that's what you think, because we would think that we are still trying. And I think if we talk about success, I mean, it's measured by not how big we are, because I don't think we're certainly the biggest hospice there is, but with what we do, and because I think we have built a program that is truly a genuine agency that just really wants to provide the best care for the patients and their families. It's not, and I mean it when I say we've done pro bonos. We have, and the other day we got a referral, and they said, I don't think this insurance we're contracted with or whatever, but that this patient is dying. Like, really dying. So I said, well, do we want to wait? Let's just admit. Let's admit it's the right thing to do. We are a hospice agency. We don't get paid. But yes, guess that's it, because I think it if you ask each and every one of us, their goal is, we want to provide the best care. Whether it be as a nurse, as a HHA, as a doula, whether it be through our No One Dies Alone program, through our memory bear, and I think that's one of the cutest too.
Could you tell me about
the memory bear program is when a patient passes, we ask garment or something that is personal to them, that is of the patient, and we have an awesome volunteer that creates those bears. I wish I brought one, but she makes those bears, so we give two to a family. So one of my most favorites is, I think she was one of those classy ladies. She wore an RL pajama set to sleep. So that's what they gave us. But she made it in such a way that those pajamas that have pockets with the logo, she kept that. So the bear had a pocket.
Oh,
It was
I see
pink. It
those.
was
I see
striped
those.
pink. Yeah.
That's so cool. Can you tell me how many doulas do you have?
We have 3.
3?
I always say we have 3. We have Yvonne. Yvonne is
Bonbon.
yeah. Yvonne does a lot with the community and provide. She's like a breath of fresh air. Like she walks in and she's she
Yeah, we love her here at REM.
yeah. Leah is more for she's there. She sits with them one-on-one. She provides. She loves to talk. And then Carrie, of course, our Carrie. Carrie is the one for. She is for one for when somebody is really. I always say she is there for the last hour. She's one that can explain how hospice is and what it is, and when she talks about it, it eases the family or the patient's anxiety about the approaching or the imminent death. I don't know. I think that's a gift. That is really her gift.
Absolutely. Can you tell me a little bit about hospice and palliative care? What are the differences?
Palliative care and hospice is really for comfort of a patient, but palliative care is a service that is provided to a patient even when they are still undergoing treatments.
So anybody can have palliative care?
Well, palliative care, we always say they are for the big C's, like cancer, or with the 3 C's, sorry. Cancer, COPD, and CHF. Because usually these diagnoses, there are symptoms that we typically have to manage. Cancer, pain, COPD, shortness of breath, CHF, edema, shortness of breath. And so with palliative care, we want to prevent hospitalization. We want to keep the patient at home. And so by sending nurses, by getting ahead of the symptom getting worse because we're there, we're calling their physician, then we're successful. Because when we get there, we're calling the doctor and we're saying, hey, she's so much pain today and this medication isn't working. Can we increase it or can you increase it? Then we can assist in that. Hospice is really, it is for those who are, number one, with a terminal diagnosis, and even those that there is no terminal diagnosis, but there is a diagnosis that she will meet the hospice criteria that is set forth by Medicare, and then we can provide the service. We go to either the patient's home, whether it's a home or is it an assisted living, wherever home is. I guess the only difference between those two, because both is really geared towards providing comfort. With hospice, it's more intensive because we have the HHAs, we have our social workers, we have our chaplain. And I know there's a stigma that when they go on hospice, they die within a very quick period of time. That's really a myth. I mean, yes, some people do because I think they came on service. They waited too long to be on service. But to be honest with you, we've seen patients graduate
like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Because their symptoms are watched. Now that they're home, we're there. The medications have been decreased to just what they need, so their bodies are able to function better. And we've seen them graduate, and it's okay. We can say, you don't need us at this point, so we will discharge you because you're doing great. And when you get back onto where you were when you were admitted, then we can bring you back again.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to share with the listeners about Solano Care Hospice or anything else that if like someone needed to find a place or anything to go anywhere for hospice?
Well, I mean, they have our number.
Okay.
So, and like I said, if they have any, because I know, like I said,
You have is there like a house or something that you have?
no, we have like Solano Care is a different entity,
Okay.
but my husband and I, we also own a boarding cares,
Okay.
and we also own a congregate health facility which we just opened. So the board,
Congratulations.
thank you. The boarding care is obviously it's an RCFE in a smaller scale. It's 6 beds. So we provide the ADLs. They're like really assisted living, but really in a smaller concept. And the congregate living facility is more for acute patients.
Okay.
So our patients that are there are, they could be ventilated patients, they have tube feeds, and they just have complex needs that can't be taken care of at home or at an assisted living or a boarding care.
So that's something different.
Yes.
How would they be able to find you if they needed something like that? Like if they weren't able to be at a skilled facility or an assisted living or something, how can they find that place?
They can call me.
They can call
My
okay.
number is 760-296-7562, and we can work with them in getting approval through their insurance, because the congregate living facility is through their insurance.
Is it like medical?
We're working on getting medical, but in the meantime, we can do LOAs if their insurance will let them. But for the boarding cares too, I'm trying my best to get CalAIM, because I know that is the need.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the boarding care?
One in Sassoon and one in Vallejo.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Interesting. I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and I'm debating whether I should open one more in Fairfield.
So 2 boarding cares.
Mhm.
And then where is the facility?
It's in Vallejo also.
In Vallejo? Okay. Huh. Interesting. I would like to know more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I would always say, because I always say for the boarding cares, when a referral comes to me, and they know I don't say no. So when they say like, for the first word is, do you have a bed? Yes, I have a male bed. Okay, well, can you take care of this man? Da, 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 da. Sure, yes, I'll assess. When can we assess? They can only afford $3,000. I will say, okay, we'll work with that.
That shows that it's not about the money.
It never is.
You want to help families. You want
Yes,
to help the
it
community.
never was. And like I
Yeah.
said, well, I've talked to my husband about my dream is really like, if we can have a home where people can come in, not long term, but to get them back on their feet
Help them.
or whatever, 2 months. But then again, I don't know how to start that, and I also don't know if I do have the bandwidth to do that with everything that's going on. But that is still a dream.
Yeah, mine too.
What is your criteria for determining whether a patient would be eligible or would qualify, like on a functional level, for your boarding care?
We can provide all levels of care. We have awake staff at night, and I think that's what sets us apart, because we want to make sure that those that are really incontinent, and then
They get changed and checked on.
Yes, so I make sure that we have a caregiver that is there at night to really rotate them and change them every 2 to 3 hours. So to the levels of care, we can do a lot for whatever the family can afford. I mean, if I can, because like I said, it's a smaller scale, so we don't do levels of care like the bigger assisted livings. So most of the time, if I quote them $5,000, then that's it. If they've been there 3 years, and it's $5,000 for and
Kind of like a flat fee.
yes,
That's amazing. We
Yeah.
love flat fees.
yes,
Good. Well, that's so amazing that you have those homes for people and that you're willing to help.
yes.
That's great.
Yeah, and like I said, I always say this when I had my discussion with my husband today, and I said, this life is temporary. And I want to make sure, I always say that, I want to be by the right hand of Jesus when I die. And I have a good friend, she says, do you really want to be by the right hand? Like, I'm fine if I'm just by his feet.
Aw, oh my gosh, you just gained so much more respect for me for saying that. Aw.
So we know that you gave your number, but where else can they find you?
They can go to Solano Care.
Where's that?
Our address is 354 Cernan Street in Vacaville.
Is there anything that you want to say before we wrap it up?
No, I guess I'm other than if I want to help. I guess that's what it is. I mean, I think I've been put in this world to help, whether it is, I don't know, hire somebody or train a new administrator or train a new nurse or help another hospice owner that wants to start. Believe it or not, I've got questions and I've said, sure, I'll help you.
So you're willing to share.
Yes.
Yes. So you're not like, you know what, it's all me. You're like, let me help. Let me
Yes.
spread it. That's
Yes.
amazing. That's good.
I always say, like I said, if you give that, the world gives more back to you.
I want to say thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you.
Thank you, Yadi, for being my co-host.
Yeah, always.
And I appreciate you guys for being here. See you again. Bye.
Thank you.